Oh, no.
This is the
Monday.
13th.
This is Monday.
This was
Okay.
our emergency man.
Yeah, the emergency.
Okay.
Do we want to bring that table over here so they can
Yeah,
join?
we can do.
Okay.
What did you say?
I'm gonna bring the table over because they're part of
Oh.
they're part of the emergency management.
Okay.
team.
Oh, yeah. Come on, guys. You don't get to sit. Boys table, right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on over. Take it away. I'll just grab my bag out of the way. No one wants that around their feet. Push you over. Okay. Yeah, on camera. I know.
Good.
Like your shoes, Frank.
Yeah, thank you. I was out in the school walking around. I didn't expect to go down the stream today and I.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, God.
I
Did you
didn't
go
go as
all the
far as
way in?
he went.
Or down, did you have?
Did they get that taken care of? Oh, so far, yeah. Phase one's still going.
3, 4, 5, 6. That's enough for a quorum.
I think Eric's, but I don't know sure. He's on his way back from lunch.
There are 2 pages to this.
Which one is that? Yes, there should be.
Oh, Noreen's here too.
Yep.
On my. This page 2 for
Okay.
Mondays.
I should staple it together.
That's great. This is from the
Monday.
Monday.
Page 2
Yeah.
for Monday's meeting.
The minutes for the last.
Oh,
we
I
had
still up here.
on,
Yeah. Oh, that's all I lost. Yeah, I got.
Well, Melissa.
No, I'm one out.
No, okay. That might be two.
This is uncle.
I'm
with 2 L.
Yeah, I sent
Crap.
that out.
And his last 3 siblings were not with 1 L. It was dropped somewhere.
So. Yes, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Yes, we have enough for a quorum. Should we start it? All right, we're gonna start the emergency management meeting. Monday, March 16th. So. Call to order, Zerwanka, Shutesbury Emergency Management Director. I'd like the first order is to review and approve the minutes of the Monday, February 9th meeting. Does anybody have any questions on it? I emailed it out a week ago.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
The only change I have is I have 2 L's in my name. ARRELL. And I was not present at the meeting, I don't believe. I returned. Yeah, I was not, so I was
I
not
thought
here. February 12th, I was still away. I was away till the 12th. Well, I was away till the 12th, so I wouldn't,
On Zoom, no?
Eric. never been on.
maybe it was.
Okay, so we'll take, read off. Sure. Other than that, is there any other questions on it? Make a motion to accept the minutes, except for taking Rita.
As amended.
All in favor?
Also, we have to second first.
Second?
I'll second it.
All right. All in favor? Lenny, aye?
Make peace on the line.
Yep.
Noreen, I.
Yep.
Dave, I can,
Dave?
you can.
Hi.
Carol, I.
Okay. All right, review old business, anything anybody wants to bring up other than what's on here? All All right,
I'll give you this back.
it's actually, go back to.
We'll go back to.
It's just a copy.
All right. All right, I guess next line item is the school oil tank. So last Friday, we had an emergency meeting and we went over what happened. What happened was the vault had an oil leak in it and it also has a water leak. So periodically, the janitor pumps the water out to prevent the pumps from, shorting out, getting fried from the water. The janitor didn't realize there was oil in the vault and they pumped out oil all over the grass on the parking lot and down the storm drains. Since then, Western Mass Environmental.
Aaron's friend.
Oh, thank you. Any more? Since then, Western Mass Environmental stopped by right after the meeting and they stayed there till the evening. They did dig up the lawn that was contaminated. They sucked out the storm drains, they sucked out the vault, and they placed booms out on the stream. And they put all the dirt in 55-gallon drums. There's about 2 drums worth of dirt, contaminated dirt. They weren't able to, they didn't have enough drums for 2 barrels worth. So they're gonna have to come back, but I would say 90% of phase 1 has been complete. I would guesstimate. Our LSP Titan Bond was there, observing the whole thing. This morning, representative from Titan Bond came out to inspect. Frank, you were there with them for the most part. We walked the stream. There was some oil still going down the stream through
Still
that.
could smell it.
Yeah, past the oil booms, but
Ricky.
Ricky didn't seem to think it was too much to worry too much about. So,
The booms were working. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what Haley wrote for.
The booms soak up the excess.
Yes, the booms stay on the water surface and it does pick up some of the oil that's leaching down the stream. Though some oil does get past them. That's why they did put multiple booms down there. Probably about 5, 6 down the stream, probably spaced out, yeah.
And Sam put 2 booms in the drains. And then Ricky said he didn't smell oil.
Okay.
And there was water in the drains. So I
Good
get
news.
back to that. Get back to the cost if you're ready.
Let's see, the oil leak inside the vault was actually the oil pump instead of an actual gasket. Royal Steam Company basically there was 2 quarter turn ball valves that the guy just turned off and the oil leak stopped. So I think this is more of a buildings committee and school committee issue with how to move forward with. Do we keep the underground fuel tank or do we look into other ways to hopefully prevent this from happening again?
I don't know if you heard Phil from Royal Steam Pump said there was a rubber gasket between something that is deteriorating also.
Okay.
And one thing that I learned is there's 2 pumps in there. I've heard we've replaced the school, I had bills on 2 pumps being replaced at $6,000 each. Was it, well,
How long ago?
a year and a half, a year before that. But it was only 1 pump and Phil told me that the other old pump hasn't worked in a long time. So I'm confused. That's the backup pump and why is it not working? So I think this is why I was happy to have called Royal Steam to come and look at it.
So just for those listening, this isn't a sump pump in the vault. This is the pumping of the oil in.
Pumping oil.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, there's two pumps.
Yeah.
There's 3 pumps in there in the vault. 2 for oil, 1 for water.
So you were talking about that.
Yeah, but one of them has a rubber gasket. He said you can see the rubber. He was telling that to Andy, the old custodian, that it's starting to splinter, so we have to look at that. And they also, I said, all they came to do was stop the leak, whatever they could do, and it was as easy as turning the ball valve off. It had, I think, Lenny saw a little oil in, but it could have been just left over. And then they're gonna come up with a game plan on how to attack the situation and get back to us there.
So by turning the valve off, what does that mean for the system working?
Well, one of there's two pumps in the system, so when two of the valves are shut off, basically tip removes that leaky pump from the system.
Okay,
So there's still oil that can pump
and move.
pumped from the tank to the school. So we haven't really, the school can have heat right now and no oil is leaking.
Right.
Or oil is leaking.
Right, okay,
So that pump has been isolated.
okay.
I think, the second part of this is we don't know if any oil leaked outside of the vault into the ground. There are two monitoring wells on either side of the oil tank.
Mhm.
And depending on what Mass DEP wants, it might not have to drill holes. We might just have to take samples out of those two pre-existing wells.
And those have water or groundwater in them and then they check.
I have,
Yeah.
yeah, they would be checking
For
for oil. Yeah, so,
Analyze it too, so make sure it's not fuel.
yeah.
It's not what the.
When that oil tank was installed, they put two monitoring wells in on either end of it. And they're pretty close to the vault, so. I think,
If anything leaked out, it would show up.
it hopefully would show up
And
there.
so DEP was notified about
Yes.
all of this, and they didn't come on site?
Yes, they
They
did come
did.
on, they came out on site, his name was Gregory, no,
Jeremy
Jeremy,
Johnson.
sorry, yeah, Jeremy,
Okay, on Friday,
yes.
yeah, okay. And what's who follows up with them? Is that
That's Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Cleanup was on-
Oh, okay. And is it our tie and bond person who has the contact down with DEP?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy he said, this is what you can do. I don't see it's that bad. He dug a hole so that it was still on the surface and it hadn't sunk into the thing. So that's why they scraped on it. But he said he has to go back to his boss. They sit down, they do all their things. And now they have to find out how much oils was in there, how much they used. They're gonna do a whole calculation. So
Oh,
this isn't over. It's the
Right.
beginning
Right,
of phase one.
okay.
So,
Stay tuned to see.
yes,
Yeah,
Okay.
you got an estimate from,
yes.
So they do a calculation then of how large the spill was.
Because they want to make sure, you put 10,000 gallon tank, you had 10,000 gallons.
Right,
They've been using, 100 gallons a day. They'll know how much is missing. They
right.
also know how much is pumped out. I forgot to send the report to Haley. I got a report Saturday night at 6 o'clock, 130 gallons of liquid was pumped out. They charge us by the gallon.
And that's
And that including
water
water and
oil.
oil. The two catch basins didn't have standing water in them, but they did vacuum after they dug them out for us and vacuum little standing water that was in there. Western Mass, Environmental. I talked to Matt, who came out as a supervisor, and it's gonna cost between $5,000 and $6,000 for their work.
just for Friday.
For Friday and it's Friday and they're coming back and taking care of the drums. And he also said, in cleaning the drums, because it's all a process, they don't bury them, they use the drums over and over again. So he said, it's probably between
Okay,
Titan Bond's a little different, for their phase one. It's gonna be between $8,000 and $10,000. And that's as of looking at it now, but if the state requires more holes, more testing, it could go up. That's there's a crystal ball that we don't know is gonna happen. Is when Mass DEP comes back, what more they want.
So Haley I had mentioned to her, check on our insurance. So we have a $10,000 deductible, but
Yep.
that seems like our insurance will cover.
yeah.
Right.
So this is, I am supposed to meet with Gregory, an LSP from the town insurance. And I'm supposed to meet him between 8:30 and 11
Tomorrow,
tomorrow morning.
okay,
So I asked him to give me a call and up there, so I don't have to like wait at the school for 3 hours.
Right.
So, I'm just gonna wait for him. Get him tomorrow.
So I assume he's an adjuster but we won't have figures yet, but they'll just want to know what the extent, what happened.
Yeah. So I think as long as the vault didn't leak, I think this should be just it. If the vault leaked, it's gonna probably be multiple times this. So,
Right, because you have to dig out all that soil.
yeah. Yeah. Any questions on the oil leak at the school?
Oh, good, quick action, everybody. Great
Yeah.
pictures, Frank.
This is the red one, the vault.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It really is. So, yeah, wish it didn't happen, but here we are. So. All right, next thing, Lake Loyola Dam update. I don't have very much, but I'm gonna read off what, Haley sent me.
Yeah.
So the town will not have to perform an environmental review for the emergency repairs, which will save us time and money. We contracted with T Ford Company to do the repair work. Scope of the work attached. Estimated repair cost is $83,445, which is approximately 14% higher the initial estimate of cost. Prior to any construction taking place, the town will need authorization from the Conservation Commission. We have not yet sought this approval because the trash rack will not be available until early April. Once we have a more solid timeline on acquisition of the trash rack, GZA will initiate the permitting and construction can begin. The goal is to complete the project in 14 days after the start of construction. So,
Yeah.
what was it? It was Sunday morning? Yes, Monday morning we went out to, no, it's Friday morning, I'm sorry. Friday morning I met with them to the, at the dam for T Ford Company to measure the trash rack, and we were there for a while. And, yeah, as for the dam itself, anything else on it? It's kind of challenging keeping the water level at the 5 foot below mark, considering with all the heat wave and then the cold wave and then the rain, so. But it was right on the mark this morning.
Yeah, it's good right now.
So. Yeah, I don't have anything else on that. Any questions?
Someone had mentioned in the neighborhood that there's an engineering coming out. Is that for the road waters or for the bridge on March 20? You know anything about that?
No. What was that? What was it?
I think they're doing, it might be the FERCog. Someone, one of the neighbors said they heard that the engineer would be in the area, so it must be the other stuff.
not
It
the-
has nothing to do
not the
with the dam or something, but okay.
I do think they go around and, like once a year, once every 5 years and look at everybody's bridges in town. So I'm not sure though. I'm not sure what you're thinking too. So,
Not sure when the last time they did that for us was.
yeah.
I have another quick question. When do we estimate we'll get the permits? Do we have any estimate on that timeline?
Permits for the repair work at the dam?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, basically it says here, we're kind of waiting on the trash rack has to be made. And I think they want to make the trash rack before they start working on it. So they can just,
Know what size.
so they know what size and they can just install it when they're done. And I think that's basically what's going to be slowing up the process now. So, I think last Friday we went out, they didn't come. The contractor did measure it in person, and hopefully they're starting that.
Is
So,
it a big angle one?
I suggested to put an angle in, and the guy said that they are what they're trying to do is put angles on the bars for every trash rack they do now. So hopefully they
So I'm
do it on this one.
So
So,
rake them clean rather than have Walter go down.
yeah, if it's at an angle, it can possibly, the debris can, hit it and then kind of slide up and over it. Rather than just if it's a vertical, it just slams up against it and then it can't, yeah,
Plus all the small stuff will go through
Yeah.
rather than catch on it.
yeah. So. Any other questions on the dam?
The $83,000, that includes the purchase of the trash? That includes everything basically, right?
Estimate repair cost is 83,445, which is approximately 14% higher than the initial estimate of cost. That's all I have, so I don't know.
I would assume that includes that.
Okay,
structure piece, yeah.
I would too. I'm just curious, yeah.
So. Anyways, any other questions on the dam?
Well, to answer Noreen's question, the Conservation Commission should be able to pretty quickly, once we have the permit, once we have the trash rack and we apply for the permit, it shouldn't take long to get the permit, I assume. Right?
Yeah. Especially it is an emergency repair.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
All right. All right, I'm gonna go over to the Beaver Dam at the culvert upstream on the lake. The last Lake Loyola Advisory Committee meeting, they asked me to ask the highway boss the process on when the beavers come back, what are we gonna do about it? What type of timeline it's gonna take for the Beaver Dam to be removed once it's there. Is there any comment, Dave?
Well, that would depend on whether or not they want us to trap the beavers or if the beavers come back, we have to trap them. That's the process the town wants to go through, then we'll do that. The guy that did it the last time did a really good job, and he never used any body traps. He used cage traps, so nothing was all done without needing a permit once it's in beaver season. So once the beavers are trapped, then we could take the dam down. Doesn't take long.
Okay.
Has there been a sighting of a beaver?
I haven't seen any beavers over there, but I have seen beavers at the main dam. Probably approximately twice a week I see a beaver around the main dam.
Sizing up.
The size,
Flow.
yeah, sizing up and yeah, so
Nature's engineers.
I don't know why the water was down. So
Yep.
it went over the dam.
Maybe they should repair them.
I was hoping that beaver would, fix our leak in the dam. Doesn't seem to be that interested in doing that. So we would have to wait for the town to come up with whether just to take the dam down or to trap the beavers first. You're saying, Dave?
Yeah, you can't trap the beavers after a certain date. So if there's no action over there, if there's nothing being done over there, there's nothing to worry about until the following November. That's when trapping season starts. So if you start seeing
November,
it
December
happen around that time of year, then it's just a matter of calling the same beaver guy that we called the last time. If nobody opposes of it. There was some opposition to it the last time, but it was already in process and being done, so.
So the issue had been raised, or the question had been raised about using a beaver deceiver
Yeah.
versus doing trapping. And I don't recall what the outcome was of our discussion about that.
Don't know that we made a decision.
It wouldn't work.
I've heard it wouldn't
Because a
work.
beaver deceiver, you need the dam. Gotta be higher on one side than on the other
Okay,
for it to come.
so you mean you need,
Well,
it's not my area of expertise at all, so you need to have a beaver dam there. You
For a
need-
beaver
Busted
deceiver,
open.
yeah.
Okay,
It won't allow the beaver to seal it up.
oh, I see.
They have fencing that you can put out there, but then you gotta clean that every so many years too.
Right,
Has anyone thought to put a coyote decoy
Yeah,
out there near the dam so it might scare them away?
So, yeah, I mean, I think anything to try to get the beavers not to be there.
You do.
It'd almost be nice to have some
But
type of remote, like firecracker,
They-
like something to scare them away whenever they show up.
East.
I don't know if we could put like a video camera there. Second, there's
Good.
the branch that crosses the road, you know, try to scare them away or,
You should put a camera down there to watch the activity from afar. That way you would know,
yeah. Um,
or, a coyote with, Anyway, I've had good luck with that when you protecting my sister's chickens.
yeah, chickens.
Yes, that and wolf urine. I don't think beavers would respond to that though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any experience with beavers. It seems like they had no battle with these guys, considering that about 1 million of them live upstream, not too far.
Right.
So I don't think a beaver deceiver would be a good idea, just because you do need a beaver dam, and that kind of turns the roadway into a dam. And I think that's bad news to have, because we already were seeing sinkholes starting to form last fall when the water level was 2 feet higher than the lakeside. With the differential, it was putting some some sinkholes in. So I think any type of obstruction inside that culvert is bad news. So.
Yeah, you'd have to figure out how to put like a rock wall or something outside of it so the beavers can build a dam outside of it in order to put a deceiver in there. That's one way. But that culvert is so big that you'd have to build quite a structure because to keep the beavers away from the culvert. But even with the deceiver, they're going to go over it. Right now we have one on Montague Road, and the beaver's just taking over that whole area. He's knocking some trees down on the other side. And that beaver company, get the name of the company, but he said that the beavers are going through the pipe. And they're going on the other side, and they're cutting trees down on the other side. So, really down at Fishbrook, the best solution is to trap the beavers and get rid of the beavers when they show up. The beaver deceiver works in some areas, it doesn't work in others. So that's my experience. And you can't build a big enough cage to keep the beavers out of there. It's something that would have to be cleaned, and then your kayak still can't go through because the cage is there. So that's the other issue that came up. So really the only way the solution that we found this year was very cost effective. The beavers were removed and the culvert's been kept clear since then. So
Beavers can be trapped out of season because the state has people that specialize in that. In fact, there used to be one on Route 63, a guy that we got, but they have to go through a special course in order to do it out of season. And you'd have to check with the state because they're the ones that have all the names and everything.
So it's basically from November 1st to April 15th,
Yeah.
yep,
and you don't need a permit to trap a beaver then?
Well, you need a
Huh?
beaver.
I
as
mean,
long as you don't use the body trap, you need a permit for the body trap.
okay,
And the trapper that we used last time didn't use the body traps, even though he put in for the permit.
yeah. So basically, starting November 1st, if I'm thinking of what the beavers are gonna be up to, they're probably gonna start their dam in the summer. My guess, no.
They usually leave it alone pretty much in the summer
So
because the water's up.
it'll be the fall time that
When I start drawing it down, that's usually when the
when they
beaver
show up.
starts.
So hopefully by November 1st, if it's there,
That's November
we
1st.
can get it some traps out, and then a couple weeks into the November, we can get the dam out potentially, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, yeah. Any other comments on beaver dams?
Let's not have them.
Yeah.
That's the best idea I've heard.
We just need to train beavers so they don't need to put a dam right there.
It would be nice to have like some type of some type of monitoring device that would shoot
They
like
should
M80s or
use
something out.
Research that,
Yeah,
what other people do, what other
Yeah.
people use.
Dimitri, if there was a way to just keep them scared away indefinitely,
You know, a predator for them would be a coyote.
yeah,
You know, the decoy I purchased from Amazon was a little smaller than our coyotes.
Yeah.
But it was effective,
yeah.
you know, so,
Might be worth.
you know, it was about $60.
A dog pound there and then dogs freely range, run
I
around.
don't know if, I don't know if beavers are very scent oriented animals because they have the water, which gives them natural protection from just about everything,
Yeah,
right? So I don't know that they're as scent oriented as other
yeah,
pests and rodents.
yeah. Okay.
Do you think it's worth trying to get a coyote thing, Melissa? Is that what you're saying? We should try it,
You
maybe.
know, it's not that expensive and it's,
Yeah,
Good try.
why not,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
It couldn't hurt to try. We also have a goose problem at times. It could help with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do believe Leverett helped out with their excavator last time you guys removed the dam, right?
Yep.
Did they charge anything?
No.
Or did they just did it voluntarily? Yep.
Yep. They offered to help and then we got rid of the material over at the camp. They had
Yeah.
it for us to bring the stuff, so we didn't have to bring it far. It took maybe about half an hour.
Okay.
I'll send the link for the decoy to
Yeah.
Haley or you or both.
Do both
Okay.
or everybody. You can do the whole
There
thing.
you go.
We might all want one.
Yeah, right.
It's effective.
It's not a silhouette, it's a 3D one.
Oh, no, it's a,
Actual looking one.
yeah.
No, they are
That's a-
really
There's a
amazing.
tail that waves in the wind too. That's actually like fake fur.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I happened to, just a real quick
You don't get
story.
any car
I
crash.
was gonna see one over at the Quabbin one day and I'm taking a picture. I'm like, oh, there's a coyote. It fooled me until you looked at the zoom lens. I had a set of sunglasses on. Obviously it hadn't been moving, but it kept the geese from getting on the lawn.
Yeah, so let's try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have have a car crash there with somebody
No,
rubber
you just have to.
at it.
Taking
Hey,
pictures.
I mean-
Oh,
Well, maybe not a maybe not a family of coyotes, maybe just one.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look hard enough, you know it's not real.
Yep. All right, so next thing would be for Code Red. So as everybody knows, we had Code Red had issues, got hacked last fall time. And it's been kind of slow to get up and going. I have I've done a few messages out with it, but I think it's a good idea and I know Haley thinks it's a good idea to switch over to Bright Arrow for a number of reasons. And she's not here to really chime in on it, but I do think it would be good to start fresh, get a new up-to-date list of people. I think it'll be easier to start fresh than to half the people went missing off of the old Code Red site, and then half the people are, so half the town doesn't know they're still on or not. And this way we can actually come up with a better list of people who want like weather reports or just plain emergencies. Same thing with like trash pickup. Do you want to get trash pickup notices? And that would actually be very good, practice for say like Brennan or Haley to do trash notices. So that gets them used to using the system. So for an emergency, they've already been doing some simple things like the trash messages. It would be easy to transfer over to do an emergency if me or Devin's busy. The other thing on it, they also does do the email. So we can switch over to.
Yeah, because Code Red didn't. do
Yeah,
that.
actually it does, but when people signed up, most people didn't add in their email, so it's, I think it'll be easier just to start from fresh.
And everybody will have to re-register.
Everybody would have to re-register and I think we would have to start like a campaign on that. I think it'd be just easier to start fresh than it is to kind of start half completed and half not with Code Red. And Code Red doesn't really offer that type of options too. So
So would that be effective in the new fiscal year? Is
I
that?
think that's the way she has this written, that we don't really have money. I mean,
Right, because we've already paid our code red for this.
we've
year.
paid our code red for this year. I mean, we don't spend much money on emergency management out of the account. I think in a way we could probably pay for it this year, but. And I think with all
Would
the
there be a
budget,
reimbursement from code red if we
I-
canceled or?
I doubt it, and we're already 3/4 of the year way into this fiscal year, so it's, yeah. I don't think we'll get much back, so. Yeah, that's all I have on it. Any questions on it?
Now, it might be a good thing to announce at, town meeting. Just if you're giving a kind of
Yeah.
report that we might be switching over just to
Yeah. We
get it
do
in
it.
people's heads.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a way you can pre-collect some of that information and just give them an Excel spreadsheet to put in.
I think, I personally think it'll be easier to let
Them do it.
have a link from that company
Uh-huh.
and
Then you fill it in.
spill, and then you
Yeah.
just let the company with their link do it all, not have us do it. I mean, at one point it was just like, oh, I gotta move myself like, 100 people over. And I'm like, I'm gonna spell half the people's names wrong and get phone numbers wrong. This is nuts. So I'd rather have everybody else fill in their own information and not have me make any mistakes,
That makes sense.
so. Any other questions? So I wanted to bring up fire extinguishers, this new fire extinguisher company I don't like. The old guy that did it was pretty reasonable. And the new company is Encore. He sold his business to Encore. And they, I guess with like every other company, they try to make as much money as they can. And I tried to include like all the accounts to like one account because they would charge a service charge. So say it costs $15 to do the extinguisher inspection, because every year they have to be inspected and tagged. See, if the
Mhm.
fire extinguisher has a tag that's supposed to be done once a year. So they'll come out and inspect it, and every few years, the extinguisher has to get sent out for hydro testing and to be refilled. They would charge, say, $15. I'd have to look at the exact quote. Don't exactly quote me on it, but they'll charge like $45 just showing up fee, and then fees for the actual extinguishers. So think of the library, town hall, police, fire, highway, that's a separate $45. And then they do the actual inspections on the extinguishers. So I try to do it all in one. Hey, can we do it all in one account? They're like, yes. But what they ended up doing was every extinguisher that didn't pass, they'll just show up a separate time. So that's another $45 to show up to change it. And then the actual price. So it's like, it turns into like, I got, 4 sets of invoices just for the fire station because they wouldn't do it all at once. And it just kind of bothers me. So I wanted to call a couple other fire extinguishers companies and see if they can include like everything except the school, because that's kind of like just big enough to be on its own. But to see if a company's willing just to do all the departments in town as one
Show
account
up and replace at the same time.
and show
If
up and
there's-
replace, yeah, because the old guy that did it, he would have a whole van full of extinguishers.
Mhm.
And so he would change them on site and he would charge appropriately for it. But, the new company, they don't, like I said, they showed up 4 times just for the 4 separate extinguishers on this fire station. So that's not only you're paying for the extinguisher, but you're showing up paying for like the $45 for showing up fee. And it's also a headache just remembering how many times it came. And then you got the highway department, the police, so I was gonna bring it kind of like to a select board, trying to include it all into one bill and see what it is, and then possibly go to finance committee for the following year and ask for a little more money for the operating. Just to pay for doing all the departments rather than just the fire department. So that's my thing on that. And I still have to call them back for the extinguisher for the highway department too.
Did you show up and inspected?
Late springtime. So,
Yeah, their billing is terrible, Encore.
yeah,
I paid the bill for the highway department and they kept sending me that I didn't pay it, so I kept forwarding it over to you. And
yeah, I know.
it took
Yeah,
forever for them to get it straightened out.
And it's like, I have to, like I said, they give me 4 separate bills just for the fire department for 4 separate extinguishers. It's like you could have easily put 4 extinguishers on one bill and just, and make it, I can't remember how many times the guy shows up, so.
Do you have any other companies in mind that you've thought about, or you have?
I haven't really looked. I've taken pictures off other people's fire extinguishers, but, I'll take a look out, so.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. I just want it to be easy and, yeah. Oh. Anyways,
I don't think that you need a vote from us as select board. I think you can just.
no, I would probably I was thinking about just paying extra for 1 year and then go to the finance committee and tell them what I did. That's what I was thinking on doing. And if it's not too much more than this original company, see what happens.
Well, if you're not having the $45 fees,
Yeah, stacked up.
you probably are in a
Yeah,
safe
yeah.
situation.
Because it's like the library only has one extinguisher,
The new library?
Well, now the new library,
Yeah.
the old library only had one there, so it's, when that one gets changed. It's like $45 to show up, $15 to inspect it, and $45 to show up again to replace it. You're out like $300 by the time, just to change one.
Right, so I think by going with someone new that kind of does all inclusive, you're already probably on a savings,
Yeah.
or equal.
Yeah, that's what happens when it goes to like,
A large company.
yeah, corporate basically. They're trying to, that's what they're doing. Anyways, that's all I have. Anybody have any issues?
I have a procedural question.
Yep.
I've been on this emergency management team for so long that I don't even remember how it works. But Garrett and I are both representing the Board of Health. And I'm not running for the Board of Health again. So do we have to do anything to get Garrett appointed as the official representative to this team?
I think it's,
No, you do that in your own board, and Garrett just comes to the meetings.
Okay, so that's the way it always had been.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
informal like that. Okay, thank you.
We just want to know who it is so that we can put it on the list.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought that we had equal representation and we took turns, meaning myself and Garrett. So, okay, that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
all right, probably talk about next meeting time. I
Sure.
think it would be good to do it within a month because we got dam issues and we got oil leak at the school issues.
Within a month unless otherwise needed.
Yes, I did send the minutes from the emergency meeting for, March 13th.
Yep.
So we can also vote on those minutes too for next. meeting.
So it would probably end up on the 13th of April.
April 13th or April, I think
The
Monday,
20th is a holiday.
Yeah, April 13th.
want to do it, okay, do emergency management meeting April 13th at 5.
Yep.
Looks like everybody froze, Noreen.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, that's true. Well, that was good timing.
It was.
All right, you gonna sign off, Dave?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
It looks like everybody else signed off. There's nobody else here but me and you.
okay, let's go. All right,
All right.
take
Bye,
care.
Doreen.
Bye-bye.